Welcome back to Mr. Speller's Math Tutorials. In today's tutorial, we're going to find the missing angle theta using any three trig functions. Alright, today we're going to start with the trig function tangent. So if we're trying to find the tangent here of angle theta, we know that the relationship for tangent, or the ratio created, is the opposite over adjacent. So in this case, it's going to be 15/8 or 15/8. For us to figure out what the measure is of angle theta, we need to take the inverse function on both sides. In this case, that inverse function will be arctangent. Whoops, I'm about to spell out arctangent, but let's just use the shorter notation, which is the tan with the -1 here. And we're taking the arctan of theta, and we take the arctan of the other side, which would be the 15/8. So here the arctangent and tangent, the inverse, so they basically undo each other, leaving us with just theta. And then we have the arctangent of 15/8. And we're going to use the TI Inspire to figure out what that measure is. Right here with the Inspire, we see that we're already in degrees, and that's fine. So we're going to take the arctangent. So we're going to click this trig button here. We're going to select arctangent, and we said the fraction was 15 divided by 8. And what I want to do now is click on the control button, and I want to get the approximation. So I hit control so I can get to the blue approximation. So here we see that's approximately 61.9 degrees. So let's place that here. 61.9 degrees. And we're expecting to get the same value when we use the other trig functions. We're going to use sine, and then we're going to use cosine. So let's take the sine of theta. Well, sine is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse, where that's going to be 15/17. And now we take the inverse of the sine function, which is arcsine, and we take that on both sides. So the arcsine of sine theta is equal to the arcsine of 15/17. On the left-hand side, the arcsine and sine basically undo each other, leaving us with just theta. And then we need to take the arcsine of 15/17. All right, let's go back to the TI Inspire. So we're going to click the trig button. We want the arcsine. And what did we say it was? We said it was 15/17. So 15 divided by 17. Whoops, let's go back. 15 divided by 17. And control and enter to get the approximation. And again, we come out with 16.9 degrees. And for the last one, let's go ahead and do cosine. And let's switch to this reddish color here. So we're going to find the cosine of theta. Well, cosine is going to be adjacent over the hypotenuse, in this case 8/17. We're going to take the inverse function of cosine, which is arccosine. So that's cosine with the -1 there of cosine theta, and the arccosine of 8/17. On the left-hand side, we're just left with theta. On the right-hand side, the arccosine of 8/17. And we're going to verify that that comes out to still be the 16.9 degrees. So 8/17 was our fraction there. So trig, arccosine, and the numerator is 8 divided by 17. Close off our parentheses, control for the approximation, and again we see that it comes out to be 61.9 degrees. All right, I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Please leave a comment, like, and/or share. And as always, thank you for watching.